Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my next video. Now, as you can see here, I've gone out and bought myself another Shimano fishing reel. This time I've gone for something a little bit more budget conscious, and yeah, I thought I'd sort of have a bit of a chat about it. And as usual, we're going to do an unboxing, and I'm just going to have a little bit of a talk about it. Now, I actually haven't had a play around with one of these before. Obviously, it's not a new model. The Sienna's been around a while, but I recently picked up a new Shimano Solstice rod that was nearly 50% off sale, and it's a very light rod. It's actually like a nibble tip sort of rod, and I'm predominantly going to be using that if I use it for really light fishing, sort of say garfish or maybe whiting as well. I'll still use it, maybe even smaller freshwater fish as well. But I thought I don't really want to pair it up with one of my Nuskies or a more expensive model. And I do plan when I take other people fishing, or when other people come fishing with me, I do tend to give them a little bit more budget combos to use, just in case, the worst case scenario, like they drop it in the mud or the sand, or it gets dumped in the salt water. I take ridiculously good care of my fishing gear, and as you know, I do spend a little bit of money on it. Definitely not the top high end, but I do spend a reasonable amount of money on my fishing combos that I use. So I just wanted something a little bit more, cheaper, for when someone say comes fishing with me, wants to come whiting fishing. I'll say, well, here you go, here's a combo. It's a nibble tip Shimano rod, which is really good. Actually, the price on that was great. I think from memory it was 40% off, and that was actually my first time I've had a Solstice rod, so I'm looking forward to giving that a try out. And I'll be giving them this Sienna 2500. Now, this model is supposedly compatible with braid, and as usual, I have got myself some braid. Now, this time I've also gone with a brand of braid that I don't think I've used before, which is Dogtooth. Now, I got both of these items from my Tackle World tackle shop in Cranbourne. There's a couple of shops here in Victoria, and I highly recommend popping by that shop, or either of them. They're really good. They've got heaps of stuff that other, let's say, major sort of stores or don't have, and they're full of great knowledge and advice. And of course, here in Australia, that name is fairly famous. I won't go into it, but everyone pretty much knows about Tackle World, and there is a TV show attached to it, of course, but that's a whole nother story. So what I've got this time is some Dogtooth fluid cast, which is a 8 carrier. And it's in camo, surprise, surprise. Anyone that knows me knows I love camo in every facet of life. So this one's sort of like an orangey, greeny camo. It's probably not coming off great. There's a lot of sunlight coming in here today, this time of the day. But you'll see it when I chuck it on the fishing reel itself. So this was a little bit cheaper, and this is 8 pound and 150 meters. So I definitely think this is going to fill this reel, so I might put on a little bit extra backing this time around. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a bit of a look at the Dogtooth braid that I'm going to be putting on there. All right, so yeah, now this reel, I'm not sure what the regular retail price is. We'll have a look at that. But I got this this reel for just over $50 as it was on sale. Now that's pretty cheap. I'm guessing like American US dollars would be perhaps around the 29, circa something like that. So yeah, this is definitely one of the cheaper models in the Shimano lineup. Now, personally, I don't like sort of spending under $100 on a fishing reel. I think you definitely start getting bang for your buck when you spend over $100. That's just me personally. But look, something like this will be great, and we'll catch fish, no worries at all. And I'm quite excited to open it up and have a look at it and have a feel and see what the quality is like. So this is the box, obviously. They've sort of changed the boxes a little bit for this year. As you'll see in the Nasci video that I did recently. I might put a link below to that video. That was my most recent video. Yeah, let's open it up and have a bit of a look. Okay, so I've opened up the lid here. Now, usually they do come, I find, in like a little plastic bag or something. Funnily enough, this one doesn't. Now, it was sealed, so maybe that's one of the factors in the cheaper models. All it came with was this little bit of cardboard for protection on top. Which, look, I'm sure that does something. It comes with the usual 10-year Shimano fishing reel warranty, and I'm imagining inside that is the technical paperwork, which it is, if you wanted to muck around with that and pull it apart. And here's the fishing reel itself. All right, let's get that out. Sorry, as usual, I'm doing this one-handed. Aha! It's actually got a bit of info on the box itself. Now, I'm not sure if I've noticed that with other... Usually it comes with a booklet, the Shimano reels, and this one just has it printed on the cardboard box. So there you go. Maybe that's another budget thing. It allows them to save a little bit more money. So here it is. Here's the fishing reel itself. Now I have to say, just holding it, it doesn't feel hugely heavy. It definitely feels a bit solid, and it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to tighten up the handle, and we can have a proper look at this. All right, so here she is. Now I must say the winding action on it actually doesn't feel too bad. It's not incredibly smooth like a Nasci, say, but actually it feels a lot better than what I thought it would, and definitely feels nice and solid in the hand. I think it actually looks really cool with the sort of the black and the red combination. Yeah, it sort of sets it off really nicely. It doesn't have the sort of sparkling effect through what some of the other Shimano reels have when they're this sort of dark colour. My old Nascis have sort of like a flake colour effect through it. But it's still quite a nice looking reel. And one thing I do like, it seems to have a bit of an oversized sort of handle on it there. This part here definitely seems larger than what I've felt on other 2500 series rods. So, reels. So I'm not sure if that's something that I'm just... it's a bit of a trick on the mind, or yeah. But yeah, I think it actually looks pretty good. Now I'm going to put some, obviously some backing on it, and then going to put some of the braid on. But before we do that, if it'll actually sit there without looking too strange, let's have a look at some of the details about this reel, and I guess the series itself. Okay, so I'm going to read the following off the shimanofish.com.au website. So I'm not actually saying this off the top of my head. This is officially from Shimano. The Sienna FG. Okay, so here's a bit of details about the reel series itself. There is a 1000, 2500, C3000 and 4000 size available, which opens up a range of light line fishing options from whiting through to flathead. With braided fishing line becoming more popular, the Sienna reels are well suited as the ARC spool increases distance by preventing wind knots and smaller loops running through the stripping guide. Depending on the size, the drag power rating is between 3 and 8.5 kilos, which is more than enough to handle such species. Finished in a black and red cosmetic, they match great with many of Shimano's fiberglass and graphite rods. So there you go. It comes with the 10-year warranty, of course. It is saltwater ready, which is always a good bonus, and has a front drag, which is pretty standard unless you're running a bait runner, which, well, the old ones, which might have some of them do have a rear and front drag as well. So yeah, obviously it has the ARC spool, which is pretty standard, I think, across the range. It's got 3+1 bearings, and as it said, there is 4. Actually, I think it said, Correct me if I'm wrong. Hang on, let's have a look at that. It says 4 in the series, but there's actually 5 listed. Okay, so there's a 1000 FG, a 2000 FG, a 2500 FG, which is the one, of course, I've got here, a 4000 FG, and then there's a 3000 FG, which is classed as the compact. So usually the 3000, it's essentially usually a 2500, but that usually just has a slightly bigger spool capacity, and hence it's called a compact. Okay, but anyway, I'm getting a bit sidetracked. So the 2500 has 3 + 1 bearings. Now this actually has a 4 kilo drag, which is quite a lot. Say if I am going to be catching some whiting, or similar species are going to be hanging around with whiting, say trevally, flathead, mullet, maybe salmon or something like that. Again, garfish. I guess you could even do some squid work with this. 4 kilos is more than enough for what this reel is going to be doing. Well, for me anyway. It has a gear ratio of 5.021, 71 centimeters per crank, which is pretty decent. Now, mono capacity is 3 kilos, 183 meters, but we're looking more at the braid capacity here, and that is 10 pounds, 170. Now, I've got 8 pound, and I've only got 150 spools of it. So I'm definitely going to be filling this reel with what I've got. So I will remember that, and I'll try and put on a little bit more baseline for the braid to get stuck into. Weight is 245 grams. Here you go. And regular retail price here in Australia anyway is $69.99. So yeah, I got a decent little deal on it. It's not one of their more expensive reels, but it's definitely not dirt cheap either. And look, so far I think I'm going to be pretty happy with it. And definitely anyone that comes fishing with me, a lot of time it's people that don't do a lot of fishing, and they're coming just for the fun of it, which, I mean, who doesn't go fishing for the fun of it? But yeah, I think this will be more than enough for what they'll be doing, and yeah, definitely more than enough for what I'll be doing. I'm not going to be throwing on a massive hook and a pilchard on this and trying to reel in a snapper. It's definitely going to be a bit lighter work, and I think it should handle it no worries at all. Now, I do plan after this summer coming back to a lot of the reels that I have had a look at in recent times and done sort of an unboxing of, and I'm going to give you a bit of a real world review after I've used them quite a few times and given them some real world experience and used them in the field, let's say. So I am going to come back and give you a bit more of a detailed review on some of these reels that I've got, just because, this is really hypothetical how this is going to work. I'm just giving an honest opinion of how it feels and looks at the moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back and giving a bit better of a review on some of these reels that I've been doing unboxing videos of, and I hope that sounds interesting. I hope that sounds pretty good. So I'm going to jump off here now, and I'm going to chuck some line on this, and then we're going to come back and have a look at the finished result. Okay guys, so here's the finished result. The camo looks really cool. It didn't really come out great once it was on there, as a lot of the dark colours sort of were bunched together, but it's got a lot of oranges and sort of browns and greens, and definitely will be camouflaged, I think, under the water. But yeah, I was actually pretty impressed with that line. I think I might think about trying another one of their lines in the future for another one of my reels. Of course, hopefully I can give this a bit of a test out soon. Just give it a quick quick go somewhere. Now, I have some good news. It does have the flake effect through the black on the reel. Now, as I said, it was a bit weird light here, and I'm going to quickly try and catch the last of the light outside, and we're going to have a look at the sparkle effect. Okay, now I hope this is going to show up. I can't really see because of the glare. on my phone, which is what I'm doing the recording on. But this does have the sparkle effect through the reel itself, which is really nice. It's a really nice touch, even on one of these cheaper lines. So I hope that's come through and shone through. Okay, so there you have it. There's my newest addition to my Shimano lineup. Now, I've expanded my lineup quite a bit over the last few years. So one of the things with COVID lockdown, with always a lot of sales on, you sort of get a bit sucked in seeing them online, and you think, oh, I'll add that to the collection. Yeah, here it is. So this is obviously, yeah, like I said, one of the more budget conscious ones, but it actually feels pretty good and feels pretty solid. Really looking forward to giving this a shot with, I actually got 2 new rods, but don't tell anyone. But I definitely want to try this on the one of my new rods and hopefully catch a nice little whiting or something on it and give it a bit of a run. I think it actually looks really good. I love the red and the black combination. Yeah, I'd love to hear below in the comments what you guys think about it. Does it look good with the camo line? I guess maybe something good would be if you put mono on it to get one of the, there's a red sort of based line. That might actually look really good. I do have some somewhere if I ever get bored with having braid on this. Or maybe like a dark color might look very good as well. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good and feels solid. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this purchase. Very, very cheap and still seems very good. So like I said, I'll come back soon in the future, hopefully, and some of these reels that I've had an unboxing, I'm going to give you a little bit more of an opinion on them once I've had some real world action. So here's the braid I used again. There's the dog tooth fluid cast. Now, as you can see, there is a bit of line. There's definitely space to add in a lot more. So I think next time I will definitely get the larger capacity spool. Look, this does the job, and like it's never going to be, well, it'll be monster whiting to pull out 150 meters of braid. But it should be no worries, the amount of line on there. But I would recommend, if you really want to fill this, definitely step up to the next size up, which might be the 2 or might even be the 300 meter. I'm tipping you're going to use, well and truly 200 meters, probably a little bit more. So it's got a fair bit of capacity. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it and found this one a bit interesting. It's something a little bit different. I usually go for a little bit pricier reels, but I'm pretty happy with this one. Pretty excited about giving one of the cheaper ones a go. I think this, I mean, not that I've used it yet, but I think this would be perfect for, you know, if you've got kids that want to come fishing and you're a bit concerned about the way they're going to treat maybe one of your nice reels, this would be an awesome pickup. I mean, they still get a Shimano reel just like their mum or their dad has, or brother and sister, but it's a little bit cheaper, and hopefully it'll still give them some really good performance. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in another one shortly. I'm sure I'll buy something something new soon. Catch you later. Bye for now.